a 2-iron. Maybe that's why I'm hitting more 2-iron to make up for not hitting it on the most famous
After you had
opening tee shot in golf.
For months to hit that 2-iron off the opening tee.
Yeah, you psyched me out. No, but I do think that trying to incorporate a little bit more of that creativity in the round, even if you're just playing with friends, is just a fun way to think about playing the game of golf. And just switching up your routine and switching up, your thought process, all of that is kind of goes back to the original roots of how this game was meant to be played. And I think that's what makes this week and even last week at the Scottish Open so fun, is to see how certain guys thrive in that opportunity and how certain guys like a Scotty Scheffler, who putted terribly this past week at the Scottish Open, it takes a full body of work to really get it done overseas, and I'm excited to see what that means this week at Royal Portrush.
Scotty is somebody, and I'm sure we're going to get into this later. You have your tiers of players that we have coming up later in the show. But, he got visibly frustrated with the greens.
In a way we don't see ever with him.
It comes out every once in a while. I would say once or twice a year.
And it's always with that club, though, right?
Typically, when there was early this season, I can't remember specifically where he had the club toss. He was still working his way back from the hand injury and probably wasn't playing. He was still playing well, but he wasn't playing.
He finished tied for 23rd.
Yeah, instead of T5. So he was playing fine, but he wasn't playing Scotty Scheffler level golf. And there was like a wedge throw up against the bag. But every once in a while, that frustration comes out. But I feel we see that more when the conditions come up, because the other thing, again, you come out here to the Bog or go to any of the great golf courses we have in the state of Wisconsin. That putting surface I'm looking at number 18, where our buddy Pete Schlosser just poured in, like a 35-footer?
Yeah, that's my teammate.
These things are pure. Like, putting on these greens is just, you're getting pure roll. When they played at Erin Hills, the women, this year at the U.S. Open, 2017, the men were saying, man, these are the best putting surfaces we've ever put on, because nobody had been on them. When you play the Open Championship, those greens are not pure.
Yeah.
There are imperfections in them, and part of the test of links golf is, hey, you're going to have a break go against you. That might be the draw. You get on the wrong side of the draw. That might be the way the ball rests in one of those pot bunkers over there. It could be a number of different things.
How it sits in the high grass.
Yeah. How do you deal? Part of the tests of the Open Championship is, how do you deal with a break that you deem unfair? And Scotty likes to talk a lot about fairness. Mm-hmm. And the Open Championship inherently is unfair.
Yeah, I think it's a really good point.
And I think that's something that he has struggled with. While his Open Championship record is still good, I think that's part of the reason why he hasn't really truly contended for an Open Championship in the last handful.
I think it's kind of human nature, too. You want to be in complete control of your game. And when elements are presented, like maybe if you're playing out in the States and you roll into a divot in the middle of the fairway, mm-hmm. you hit a good shot.
Dumbest rule in golf. How many times have you heard somebody hit it in a divot and say that?
I'm definitely that guy. It is the dumbest rule in golf. But the rule's a rule, and you got to play it.
Yeah.
And, it's the same type of thing when you go over there. Like, when you're Scotty Scheffler and you are the best in the world at controlling your golf ball, and you lose a little bit of control, it leads to frustration. So, do you think that favors those who are international, those who grew up? The last winner on this golf course at a major was Shane Lowry, the hometown hero, whose face is now a mural on the side of the wall in Portrush. Do you think an American can go out there and win this thing this week?
I do. Again, because you take a look at just, last year, Xander Schauffele was the one who was able to step up and be the winner last year. Before that, Brian Harmon. In 2021, Colin Morikawa, Jordan Spieth. So, Americans have been able to win this. Now, international players have had a little bit more success. You mentioned Shane Lowry, Cam Smith, Francesco Molinari. So it's split between Americans and internationals in terms of the last 6 that have been won. But it's the ones that are going to embrace the challenge and, depending upon the conditions, embrace the conditions. Like, we've had this conversation when it comes to Bryson DeChambeau before. And Bryson is going to be a contender at every American major championship for as long as he's able to stay healthy, because of the way he hits it. I need to see him actually be able to execute in the elements of an Open Championship before I even consider him as somebody I would ever pick to win an Open. And he talked about it last year. Last year got cold, wet, windy, rainy.
Yeah.
And he talked about how his setup isn't optimized for weather like that. And he's just so technical with his setup. Playing over there takes a little bit more artistry, which I think part of him does have that, but he hasn't been able to show that to me in an Open Championship.
Yeah, Bryson's going to find himself in one of my tiers later in the show, and I think you can probably guess which one that is. But that's another guy. He's the mad scientist who likes to be in control. So that's what I think is most fun about this major, is that it takes a little bit of that control away from guys who have done it their way for so long.
But if they get an Open Championship the way – because there really weren't that many conditions when Cam Smith shot 20 under at St. Andrews when it was there in 2022. There weren't –
You mean when Rory melted down, not when Cam won?
Both can be true.
Yeah, they both are.
When I think of, burnt-out conditions of the Open Championship, I think of 2006 when Tiger won, at Royal Liverpool, and everything was just brown, and he, I think, hit one driver that week because he could just hit irons and runs out. I think Bryson might be able to win something like that, but if it's raining, windy, a little bit cold, I think Bryson kind of gets ejected in that because, again, part of the test is how do you handle all these different elements that are going to be thrown at you, because that's the way the RNA sets it up. They don't care if the winning score is 20 under, the way it was at St. Andrews, or if it is 8 under par, the way it was when Francesco Molinari won at Carnoustie, or 3 under when Phil Mickelson won at Muirfield back in 2013. So they just, whatever the course conditions are, whatever the weather happened to be for that year at the golf course, those are the conditions. That's the test that's going to be. Mother Nature just factors more into this championship than most other major championships.
Yeah, without question. It doesn't matter if you're playing in July or you're playing in October. I think we experienced that when we went overseas. We had a perfect week in October, and we found out how rare that was. I think this major should be moved back a couple of weeks. We can dive into that later in the show, but I do think that this is... Augusta is always going to be the crown jewel of majors. Mm-hmm. The Open is number 2 for me.
Same.
For just the enjoyment factor of watching golf a little bit different than the 39 weeks on the PGA Tour and getting to see guys tested in a way we're not used to seeing. And now that we've experienced it overseas and getting the opportunity to play links golf, it makes you appreciate the craftiness and the creativity that it takes to win at that level.
I always thought that if I was a professional player, if I was on tour, obviously the Masters would be the one I would want to win the most, and then the Open would be second. And if I had both of those, I feel like that would say something about you as a player and your versatility.
That's not just because you want to drink out of the claret jug, because that sounds pretty cool to me.
Well, yeah, you fill that bad boy up with some wine and start serving it at dinner. That'd be pretty sick.
Isn't it funny how it's like you think about wine with the Open, whereas you think about maybe the PGA Championship and you're just crushing a bunch of Miller Lights, right?
Yeah, again, these are the vibes of the different major championships. They're not right, they're not wrong. They're just the different vibes that they give off.
So if you're going to have nice wine with the Open, here we go.
Okay.
And you're going to have Miller Lite with the PGA Championship,
Yep.
What are you sipping alongside of your green jacket?
Oh, that's like a good scotch.
Yeah, right.
It's a good scotch.
I've become more of a bourbon guy, but like a nice...
Yeah, good bourbon. Yeah, they're all in the whiskey family.
So what is U.S. Open?
Whew, that's a great question.
I don't even like cigars, but I feel like you win it and you smoke a cigar.
Yeah, probably. The U.S. Open, I feel you just need
just a shot of vodka.
Yeah, it's just exhausting.
Maybe you take a shot of whiskey or bourbon with the U.S. Open and you sip it if you win in a Masters.
Yeah, there you go. I think we figured out the different types of alcohol.
But I think we know which one you're drinking Miller Lite out of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we all know the answer to that question.
Give me your finest Bordeaux, please, for this week.
We are excited. It is Open Championship Week, of course. It is the ESPN Milwaukee Open here at the Bog, presented by Delzer. More on the Open in just a little bit, but maybe you want to maybe you're not going over to Scotland, but maybe you still want to be able to play St. Andrews. You can do that at X-Golf at American Family Field. You don't need a private party or fancy credentials to play golf inside American Family Field. X-Golf is open to the public for every Brewers home game. That's right. Whether you're a walk-up or you're planned ahead, you can tee off in a high-tech golf simulator with the perfect view of the field. Every seat is table service. The vibes are immaculate. Food, drinks, big swings, all without missing a pitch. And by the way, different food exists inside X-Golf at American Family Field than the rest of the ballpark. Book your next game day round. X-Golf inside American Family Field, open to the public 7 days a week.
Back to the course and on the tee with Gabe and Steven after this on 94.5 ESPN. Pro Crew Tuesdays are back on July 29th.
Turio sends it deep to left, and there she goes!
Catch the Brewers on local TV as they battle the Chicago Cubs.
And Yelich launches one deep right center field. Forget about it. Oh, my goodness. Third deck.
This edition of Brew Crew Tuesdays is presented by Delta Dental of Wisconsin. Tune in July 29th at 6:40 on Fox 6 in Milwaukee, or check out your local listings to watch the game.
The only thing that tops our selection is your savings discount liquor.
The Big Slide, barns and barns of animals, and all that food on a stick. State Fair is one of the biggest events of the summer, and we'd like to send you there. Compliments of Discount Liquor. Hi, this is Marie from Discount Liquor. Purchase any one case 30-pack cans of Miller High Life or any one 12-pack Leinenkugel craft beer and receive one free State Fair ticket, all while supplies last. But don't delay. Tickets go quickly. And I know you don't want to miss the bacon-wrapped bacon. Visit us today at 51st in Oklahoma and Milwaukee, and on Barstow and Main in downtown Waukesha. Discount Liquor, voted best liquor store in Milwaukee, again! See us this week for your free Wisconsin State Fair ticket.
The only thing that tops our selection is your savings discount liquor.
And visit us online at discountliquorinc.com.
They say print is dead. They also said the sound barrier couldn't be broken, and man would never walk on the moon. They've said a lot of things, and they were wrong. We say print is alive. We should know, because print is what we do. Through 3 generations of blood, sweat, and ink, we continue to grow and evolve by consistently exceeding expectations. So print is dead, right? Wrong. When print is done right, it's unstoppable. Delza, commercial print done right.
Transform the way you do business with Fifth Third Bank's Commercial Payments Solutions. Our market expertise and managed services streamline your entire payment process, seamlessly integrating with your existing systems to give you unparalleled control. Discover new revenue sources, save time, reduce operating costs, and boost your bottom line with our customized payment solutions. Fifth Third Bank, National Association, custom solutions built around your goals. Member FDIC.
It's always a beautiful experience coming out to the ballpark. Many fans prep in the parking lot amongst our legendary tailgaters. When you're ready for new windows and doors, prep for those at the Pella Experience Center in Brookfield. See, feel, open, close, and compare dozens of window and door options from different Pella lines side by side. And if you order by July 31st, get 0% interest for up to 5 years on Blue Mountain Road, or visit PellaWI.com today.
Fisco is always there for your auto body care. When accidents happen, Fisco Auto Body on Forest Home in Franklin is there when you need them. Got a broken mirror? They'll take care of it. Dented bumper? Scratch paint? Fisco Auto Body will take care of it. If there's any damage you need fixed, Fisco has you covered. Their expert workmanship is guaranteed for the life of your vehicle. So stop in for all of your auto bumps and dings. Once again, you know the line. That's Fisco.
ESPN Wisconsin's Mark Tauscher here with an offer for a bath or shower remodel from Kohler Services. Family owned for 150 years, Kohler is your Wisconsin manufacturer providing care for life. And this month only, get $1,000 off your Lugstone shower remodel and no interest financing for 12 months. Visit KohlerServicesWI.com to request your free quote with fast professional installation always included. That's KohlerServicesWI.com.
You're listening to On the Tee with Gabe Neitzel and Stephen Watson on 94.5 ESPN.
From the 2025 Delzer ESPN Milwaukee Open, it is On the Tee Open Championship Preview Edition. Gabe Neitzel, Stephen Watson, hanging out at the barn. So we kind of have a view just kind of where the flag is on hole 7. But we've got a beautiful view of hole 18. where we have seen at least one person make a 35-foot putt for a birdie so far today.
Yeah, we'd love to see some fireworks here from those in the field. It's a beautiful day. You can't blame the weather.
No, it's a gettable hole, too. Hit a good drive. Should be able to throw a dart in there on the closing hole here at the Bog. And I am actually, and again, we've known that the Open Championship was coming back to Royal Portrush. And because the Open Championship did not exist in 2020, they decided to skip it. They had insurance and were able to, because of COVID-19, skip over it. So really, it's been 6 years since we've been there, but this is only 4 other Opens.
Yeah.
And coming back to a place that isn't St. Andrews this quickly is a huge indictment of how good the RNA thinks this venue is going to be.
And I don't remember a ton of it when I was watching in 2019. I remember the shot of Shane Lowry coming down 18 with Bo Martin as his caddy, and hometown hero feeling, and just being like, good for Shane. And,
the only thing I truly remember is that there's internal out of bounds on 1. And the only reason we know that is because Rory McIlroy hit it with his opening tee shot on that Thursday.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm excited to see it shine. I mean, I've seen pictures and videos and, watched a lot of videos just leading up to the Open just to get a feel again for the golf course. And, man, that closing stretch is amazing. I can't wait to see that back 9 on Sunday, how it comes through with 16 being that long par 3 and, 18 with the way the stadium kind of just surrounds that green complex. Sign me up, man. I hope we get a little bit of weather. I hope that there's the true Open test. But as far as golf course and visuals, they're going to shoot the heck out of this thing. And which one is it? 7 with that's with the ocean on the right, and you've got the entire wall of just sand and kind of that natural setting in there. It's a really cool golf course.
Is this just our bias from being here in America and knowing the course is maybe a little bit better? Because it doesn't feel like there's a bad golf course on the Open Rota. Meanwhile, here in the States, like when the PGA went to Valhalla, it's just, there's not really a lot of shot value here. Or I know a lot of people don't like it when the U.S. Open has been at Torrey Pines. And I don't know if they're going back to Torrey anytime soon, but they've done 2 U.S. Opens at Torrey Pines. It seems like everybody is more critical of some of the choices that the U.S. Open and the PGA make versus what's going on over with the RNA. It doesn't seem like, and I don't know if that's because all these courses are just so old and respected.
I think it's exactly that. I think it's just the rich history of the golf over there, and we get so swept up in this is how golf is meant to be played. This is how it all started, and we can barely find imperfections because we're okay with imperfections, right? Just to a conversation we were just having. Like we know that there's going to be weather. We know that the grass might not be in perfect condition, but man, this is how it's meant to be played. And we do get swept up in it because it's so unique to us who are golf fans and so used to just seeing the PGA Tour and seeing the best golf courses in America that when you get away and you're like, wow, this is different. This is different on the eyes. This is different for the clubs they're using. This is, maybe different winners. And I just think that all of that combination together just allows us to be like, man, links golf rules.
Are you going to set your alarm a little extra early this week? I mean, I know it's tough because you got 2 kids.
Yeah.
That's the tough part. And I believe, oh boy. Wait,
I might.
Do you have the Brewers Dodgers this week? Oh man.
I might not sleep. I might just take the weekend off from sleeping. I've got Brewers on the West Coast.
Yep.
So
but that doesn't start till Friday.
Which leads into my week. I mean, my Friday night into Saturday morning and my Saturday night into Sunday morning.
Yeah.
We'll be grinded here, Gabe.
Okay.
That's why I chanted coffee golf at the top, because there's going to be a lot of caffeine flowing through these veins. But
just get you an IV. Just get it straight in
I'm
there.
going to get up early. I don't know if Steven quite has the 3:34 a.m. alarm clock set like maybe I did in my younger days.
Okay, yeah. When the kids weren't a responsibility that you had to factor in.
That's what I was saying. Throw a newborn in the picture, and all of a sudden you're like, I'm already up in the middle of the night. Might as well watch some golf and rock them to sleep, and we'll sleep on the couch together. But my kids sleep really well.
That's good.
We don't want to create bad habits in the Watson household. My dog would look at me like, yo, what are you doing? Like, go to bed. So I'll get up early. I will get up earlier than I'm used to, but, man, sleep is gold.
It is.
Where are you at?
Well, so here's the – I don't want to say it's an issue, but our member guest at the Wisconsin Country Club is this weekend.
That's right. I'd be playing if I didn't have to work.
Yeah. So super excited. I've got a friend who's coming in. Haven't played golf with him in a very long time. Friend from high school, flying in from Texas to come play with me. So he's also a golf nut. I just don't know if we're going to be waking up early to watch golf before we have to go play golf. Because
if you're waking up after the night of member guest shenanigans, then you're not going hard enough.
That's what I'm saying.
Partner.
Like it's member guests can kind of get away from you, right?
Yeah, sure can.
And
unless you're playing well, you don't like to drink when you play, right? Like I don't like to drink a lot when I play.
Not a ton.
I do it casually.
I'll do one casually, but
member guest, you got to be built a little different.
Yeah, member guest, because again, a couple years ago when I was playing member guest at Blackhawk, at the one I play in with our mutual friend Tom Lee.
Yeah.
And I don't get to see, and Tom, very good friend of mine, I don't get to see him all that often. This was like the one weekend I always get to see him. And, him and his wife also have 2 kids, and they just have busy schedules, and I know I'm going to get to see him. So a couple years ago, we're going to take it easy. We're going to take it easy that Friday night, and we played pretty well, put ourselves in pretty good position. Like, okay, we go out, we play well on Saturday, we might find ourselves in the shootout. So we took it easy on the golf course. The problem was, we went back to his house.
You felt like you had to play catch up?
Well, no, you just, you fall in some old habits. I used to hang out with him and his wife when I lived in Madison all the time.
Yeah.
We spent many a night at the Echo Tap, which is right across the street from where they used to
live. Love
that. So, the speaker comes out, the music goes on, you start having a couple.
11 turns to 1, 1 turns to 3.
And you're like, wait, what time is it? When do we have to leave?
I think you should just talk to our friends at Wisconsin Country Club about maybe just throwing a cot in the men's locker room.
They're a partner of On the Tee.
Yeah.
That should come with some privileges for the member
maybe
guest.
a couple of pillows. You leave the open on the TV, you wake up and
so that's
jump right back in with 2 feet.
This is the first time I'm playing an event while the Open's been going on, so I'm curious how I'm going to handle that. Luckily, the event is over on Saturday, so I may just have to sacrifice some sleep Sunday morning and just make sure I'm available for the final round.
Well, I hope next week we're talking about your big member guest win and a great finish to the Open.
Yeah, that would be.
I'm
hoping you're right.
When you think about this major season, Gabe, we're on a heater. We've talked a lot about the major champions over the last couple of years.
Yeah.
But just this particular major season.
So we had a
Rory at Augusta.
But it's not just Rory at Augusta. We had a Rory meltdown into fantastic comeback, into not being able to make a 4 with a wedge in his hand in the middle of the fairway on 18 into a playoff, to him stuffing it, and just everything that went into that was probably the most memorable Masters since Tiger won in 19.
Yeah, I still flip back and forth on what was a more emotional Sunday for me. Seeing Tiger win again was really cool.
Yeah.
The way in which Rory won, I don't know if my body has experienced emotions like that as a sports fan since my football team won a Super Bowl.
But again, the thing with Rory is, and if you think meltdown is too strong of a word, the problem is I've never seen somebody who was in contention hit that bad of a wedge.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
On 13.
But it made his final putt that much sweeter, right?
I think
he wins by 3 strokes. It's not the same story as the manner in which Rory won.
The last time JT won a major at Southern Hills, he shanked a shot. But that wasn't a wedge. It was a long par 3 when he shanked an iron.
And Mito shanked one too, just happened to be on the 18th tee box.
He shanked one with a driver.
But so you go from Rory to Augusta. Yep. You go to Scotty at the PGA, his first win away from Augusta, and it was a runaway. It was an unbelievable performance from Scotty Scheffler.
So I would say the memorable part from that was what he did on Saturday to close out.
It was his shot on 14, his tee shot.
And it ended up being a runaway, but it also gave us memories that, John Rahm, still pretty good at golf.
Yeah, and Bryson. Bryson's still always being in the mix at these majors that happen to be away from the Open. And then, I mean, the U.S. Open was the test that we were all hoping it would be. The golf course shined brightest of the entire field. And it ended in, I mean,
spectacular
a
fashion.
64-foot walk-off putt. Are you kidding me? From a guy who played himself nearly out of the tournament earlier in the day, couldn't handle the moment, the way he grinded through it, and for JJ to make that putt, that was truly one of those, I know where I will always be when people ask, what did you think of that JJ Spawn putt? I was holding my son in the airport, watching, our flight was delayed, and watching on a screen, and he made the putt, and I almost dropped my son because I was so excited. No, but like that,
like 5 feet away, I just yelled. I was at my, just because it was Father's Day, so I was at my parents' house. I went, he made it. I just yelled, he made it.
Yeah.
And it just dead center from 64 feet.
It was so cool.
So we are on a heater. We hope that continues at Royal Portrush for the Open Championship. As we preview that special 2-hour edition here on the tee, live from the 2025 Delzer ESPN Milwaukee Open. Discover a hidden lakeside course in beautiful Delavan, Wisconsin at Majestic Oaks. Steven and I have had the pleasure of going down there, checking it out, playing it tee off on a course with over 2 miles of lakefront where wide fairways and challenging greens await. A lot of that lakefront on the par 5 third hole.
Yep,
really
sure
cool
is.
Hole. Really cool.
We got to play it from a really cool tee box, too. Highly recommend you play it from the right upper tee box instead of down by the water.
Yeah, a longer hole from that angle, but a fantastic hole. 18-hole course, it offers a golfing experience like no other, especially for their family golf nights, where everyone can enjoy the game together and enjoy golf cart, drinks, and snacks for under $15 per person. With several membership options, you can find the perfect fit for your lifestyle. If you're ready to play, book your tee time today. LakeLawnResort.com and Majestic Oaks Golf Course.
No ifs, ands, or puts. There's more On the Tee with Gabe and Steven coming up on 94.5 ESPN.
More fiber and laxatives, eh?
Who are you?
I'm future you.
Future me?
Constipation with belly pain still coming back? Our doctor figured it out. It's irritable bowel syndrome with constipation, or IBS-C, and Linzess could help you get ahead of it.
Linzess linaclotide is a prescription medicine that treats IBS-C in adults. It's not a laxative. It's a once-daily pill that helps you get ahead of your symptoms. It's proven to help you have more frequent and complete bowel movements and helps relieve overall abdominal symptoms, belly pain, discomfort, and bloating. These symptoms were studied in combination, not individually. Do not give Linzess to children less than 2. It may harm them. Do not take Linzess if you have a bowel blockage. Get immediate help if you develop unusual or severe stomach pain, especially with bloody or black stools. The most common side effect is diarrhea, sometimes severe. If it's severe, stop taking Linzess and call your doctor right away. Other side effects include gas, stomach area pain, and swelling. Talk to your doctor and say yes to Linzess. Learn more at linzess.com or call 1-800-LINZESS.
This is Mike from Professional Construction, Inc. It's been an exciting year. From celebrating 20 years in business to our son graduating his construction apprenticeship and becoming a full-time carpenter.
Yeah, Dad, I won't be needing my toy hammer anymore. Why don't you hold that and the flashlight so I can help our amazing customers?
That's what a family business is all about, pursuing dreams and helping others.
And that's exactly what we do here at PCI.
Visit ProfessionalConstructionInc.com for all your construction needs.
For over 50 years, Cousin Subs has celebrated and embraced the traditions of their home state of Wisconsin. And now, Cousins will be honoring a Wisconsin tradition like no other with their pull tab giveaway promo. Now through July 6th, while supplies last, guests will receive a Cousins pull tab with a sub or sub-inable purchase for a chance to win Cousins Subs for a year and much more. For additional info and official rules, visit cousinsubs.com/pull tabs. One pull tab per customer per transaction per day. To receive a pull tab with no purchase necessary, see official rules.
Want to play your best golf ever? The Wisconsin Country Club just launched WCC Performance Academy, powered by Catalyst Golf Performance and Aritas Physical Therapy. TrackMan, 3D Motion, Miha EMS, everything to move better, feel stronger, and shoot lower scores. Train like a pro or like an athlete. Play pain-free. I'm ESPN Milwaukee's Gabe Neitzel. Become a member at Wisconsin Country Club like I did. No assessments, no minimums, and a beautiful, challenging course and great corporate membership opportunities, plus tennis, pickleball, and a pool. Visit thewisconsincountryclub.com. Just a fairway away.
Trust in your family's comfort at home with Cider Heating, Plumbing, and Electrical. They're the oldest family-owned HVAC company in southeast Wisconsin. 4 generations of Ciders, and their highly trained technicians provide a one-stop shop for all home and business comfort needs, including an emergency service line that's always live and a 12-year parts and labor warranty on all Daikin products. Get peace of mind by scheduling maintenance today with Cider Heating, Plumbing, and Electrical. That's SEIDER, cider.com.
Stay up to date on the Green and Gold all off season. The Green and Gold Fix podcast is brought to you by Potawatomi Casino Hotel. Luxury stay, elite play, unwind in sophisticated comfort. Win big, dine, and experience the events in Milwaukee.
1, 2, 3 into the 4. Avondale Roofing is knocking on your door. Leaking roof? Man, that's a shame. Call the real pros. We running this game. We patch it, thatch it, no need to stress. Our crew shows up and cleans up the mess. No drips, no drafts, no drama at all. Just tight new shingles, then a leak-proof hall. Hey.
It's nothing but Avondale, baby. They keep it dry when the weather gets crazy. Hey.
Visit AvondaleRoofing.com. That is AvondaleRoofing.com.
Hurt by a truck? Call Gruberg offices. One call, that's all.
I feel so stuck.
The Veterans Crisis Line is here for you. Dial 988, then press 1 to call.
This is On the Tee with Gabe Neitzel and Stephen Watson on 94.5 ESPN.
To say, put the past away. Wish you would step back from that ledge, my friend. You could cut ties with all the lies that you've been living in.
The Open Championship at Royal Portrush. The last time it was here was such a big deal. Now, Shane Lowry ended up winning. And Shane Lowry, again, I don't want to dive into the geopolitical nature that exists between Ireland and Northern Ireland.
Yeah, that would take a little while to... I'm not that smart, and we don't have that much time on this program. But he would, to the point where he was unsure how he would be welcomed as an Irishman in Northern Ireland, and he got a fantastic ovation when he ended up winning. But Royal Portrush is the basic home. This is like the home major for Rory McIlroy because he is from Northern Ireland. And he obviously felt that pressure, hitting that first tee shot out of bounds back in 2019. And he ended up talking about how important this major at this venue is to him earlier this week.
Yeah, I think the 2 weeks off after the Travelers, just to reset, to get over here, bit of a change of scenery, has been really nice. And yeah, this is, when I was looking at the calendar for 2025, this was the tournament that was probably, circled even more so than the Masters for different reasons. So it's lovely to be coming in here already with the major and everything else that's happened this year. So, I'm excited with where my game is. I felt like I showed some really good signs last week, and feel like I'm in a good spot, and had not that last week was a pure preparation week, but it definitely I feel like it put me in a good spot heading into here.
Think about, and we just talked about this a little bit, think about how important the Masters was.
Mm-hmm.
Completing that career Grand Slam, getting a major championship monkey off of his back. Getting, hey, this is a place where he has had his struggles, his demons at Augusta National. This was circled more than the Masters. And again, I believe it's because it's in his home country. And he feels that pressure because, they came back here. They were here in 19. Now they're back here already in 2025. And maybe they come back to Northern Ireland pretty quickly again because of the way that the people come out for it, the way they make money, and the way that Royal Portrush sets up and the good test of golf that it can be. But just think about how important that is to Rory McIlroy, that this was the major championship that he wanted to win the most when the season began.
It's not just about it being this year's major and it being back in his hometown. It's about his history on the golf course. In 2019, as we documented, he went out there and fired a 79 in his opening round, ended up missing the cut.
By one. Came back, fought back on Friday, just could not make the cut.
There are epic stories of Rory McIlroy is a 16-year-old firing a 61 on that golf course, holding the course record before the redesign, or the rerouting of it, I should say, that Shane Lowry went on to break that record with, I believe it was a 63
Yes.
in 2019. But Rory, as a 16-year-old on that property, shot a 61, and it was the buzz of the golf world. I was listening to an interview with Darren Clark, who went up and,
he hit the first tee shot in 2019. He was in the first group that went off, and very emotional for him to hit that tee shot in 19.
And Darren Clark, talking about this 16-year-old Rory McIlroy, who he had heard of, and a guy from Hollywood Golf Club that was the next rising star in golf, firing a 61, and even he was blown away at what Rory had accomplished. So this has been brewing for years and years and years for Rory to come back in 2019. And at that point, Gabe, he hadn't won a major in 5 years. And that was his return to his home golf course. This was the chance. And he goes out and fires a 79. So he comes back now 6 years later. If he doesn't win Augusta, Gabe, this weight would feel so much heavier on Rory. Now I actually believe him winning at Augusta, completing the career Grand Slam, I think that, in his mind, it can't get bigger than that. From a pressure, a people pulling at you, a hangover effect, which I think we've all watched from afar over the last couple of months since his win at Augusta, that I think Rory might just be as free as we thought he would be right after Augusta. This might be the tournament where he appears to be the most free. Outside of the Zurich, where he was playing with his buddy Shane, which was his first event after Augusta, I think this is the one where Rory walks in and he goes, man, I'm home. I've done the whole golf thing. I completed the career Grand Slam. Let's go and have a little bit of fun. I don't think he's going to be pressing like he was in 2019.
But it doesn't seem like that win really has freed him up, has it?
That's what I'm saying. I think that he was surprised at how much came along with that win. He thought it would just be a check of the box. Everybody would celebrate Rory. And I don't know if you had a chance to listen to what Scotty Scheffler said in his press conference today, just reflecting on the Open. And he talked about the feeling of you go out there and you win. You dedicate your entire life to winning a golf tournament. And for him, it was the Byron Nelson. It was the one that he always wanted to win as a kid because that was the one that he watched in his hometown. He went out and won it. He celebrated for a couple of hours, and then it was, what are you doing next week? And that's a feeling that he still struggles with, but he is still motivated to go out and try to win week to week to week. And I think for Rory, it's a similar type of, he thought the celebration would just free him, but with the win came even more pressure to perform. Well, now you're chasing the next record. You're chasing Tiger. You're chasing Jack. And it never really ends. And I think that that's what we've seen from Rory over the last couple of months was, that hangover is kind of a real thing. And it was great you won. It was a feel-good moment of the PGA Tour season, maybe one of the best moments we've seen in golf history. What are you doing next, man? That's all people want to know.
Yeah, and I think obviously he struggled with that and kind of blew off the media, did some un-Rory-like things.
Yeah.
Struggled with that, just basically. When you get to the point where you say, I can do whatever I want, I've earned that. Even if I agree with that statement, I don't think you should say it out loud. I don't think that's something you should be saying out loud because that comes with its own issues of saying that out loud. But he seemed to be last week at the Scottish Open more like the Rory, not just playing wise, but kind of personality-wise that we're used to, making fun of himself for his haircut, calling it, when he was sitting down with Amanda Balionis on CBS talking about how it was kind of a bad decision, and hopefully by the Ryder Cup it's going to be, it's going to look better, and I think we saw that side of Rory, and maybe he's just relaxed the fact that he's back overseas and back home, and has come to grips with more of what that Masters victory meant, what he needs to do, and now he feels confident in his game going into the Open.
And I wonder if he's learned something from Scotty. I think that's what Scotty has done so well during this stretch of unbelievable golf we've seen, the majors that he's won, being number one in the world for 2+ years now, is that perspective. We talk about it often, just about being a father and a husband, and just his ability to separate the two. And, you watch him, he makes it look so easy. Not to say it is, but I think that's what Scotty's strength is that he makes that look so easy. The ability to compartmentalize in the way that he does.
And it wouldn't be the first time that, if that's true, that Rory would be taking something from Scotty, because he has openly talked about how easy the game is for Scotty Scheffler and how he avoids mistakes and how, he's tried to play a little bit more like that. Yeah, be aggressive when shots and situations call for it, but that was Tiger's superpower, being aggressive to conservative targets, missing to the fat part of greens. If you miss a shot, you still have 30 feet for birdie instead of being over-aggressive. Now you've short-sided yourself. So that was, I think that's something that Rory, played like earlier this year, and maybe he's borrowing more from Scotty Scheffler as this season continues.
I also think it maybe more important is what he's borrowing from off the course. And I think they're both pretty closed about their life off the course. I think, they're both proud fathers. And for Rory, I think that, listening to what he had to say leading into the Open this week, he said, in 2019, I came back and I thought the strategy, understanding what the buzz would be about me playing Portrush in my hometown, I needed to close myself off. And I needed to be by myself and try and just block out the noise. He said, now I'm trying to embrace it. And I think that's a good strategy for him. He's too big.
Yeah.
His brand is too big. You can't shut it off.
Especially there.
And
think about how big the brand is here.
I think we start to see.
Think about how big it is over there.
I think we start to see Rory smile a little bit more. I think we start to see him get that joy back in the game and embracing the, larger than life figure that he is in that part of the world. We might see Rory freed up a little bit this week.
If you don't quite understand what we're talking about, think about how we love our own here in the state of Wisconsin. Think about how much we love Steve Stricker. Think about how much more love Steve Stricker would get if he had 5 major championships and a career Grand Slam, and how revered Steve would be. That's basically what we're talking about. Right? Yeah. Of them being so proud of their own and how he is embraced in Northern Ireland.
This is Giannis going back to Greece.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep. Without a doubt. Without a doubt. With 18 unforgettable holes on 250 acres of private natural land, the Bog provides the ultimate golf experience. Book your next tee time by calling 262-284-7075 or visit golfthebog.com. Enjoy golf. Enjoy the Bog.
Forget about changing that dial. More On the Tee with Gabe and Steven next on 94.5 ESPN. On this show, it's always football season.
Zach Tom is one of your core players. You identify a core player early, you sign them long-term, and you get them at a better rate.
Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin.
When you're forcing guys to consistently prove it, and there's no risk on the table for them, there becomes some semblance of resentment.
Weekdays from 9 to noon on 94.5 ESPN, ESPN Milwaukee's YouTube channel, and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Hey guys, it's ESPN Milwaukee's Gabe Neitzel here to give you some advice. If you're making plans to propose to that special someone in your life, the Jewelry Center has to be your stop for the ring. It's what I did. They're the best place to shop for diamond engagement rings in Milwaukee for a reason. I didn't know what to get, but with help of a Pinterest board, the Jewelry Center and their team of specialists took care of everything from start to finish. Naturally mined diamonds, lab-grown diamonds, whatever you're in the market for, when it comes to an engagement ring, the Jewelry Center has it. Find locations and inventory online at shoptjc.com.
Introducing the new Dell AI PC, powered by the Intel Core Ultra processor. It helps do your busy work for you, so you can fast forward through editing images, designing presentations, generating code, debugging code, summarizing meeting notes, finding files, managing your schedule, responding to Jim's long emails, leaving all the time in the world for the things you actually want to do. No offense, Jim. Get a new Dell AI PC starting at $699.99 at Dell.com/AI-PC. How those ahead stay ahead.
Adam Schefter here for Vivid Seats, your ultimate destination for all your sports and concert needs this summer. With a game-changing rewards program and an unbeatable selection of tickets, they make it easy for every fan to watch their favorite teams and players in action. Catch every home run and thrilling comeback in person from your favorite seat. Plus, every ticket is backed by a 100% buyer guarantee, giving you peace of mind with every purchase. Visit VividSeats.com or download the app today. Vivid Seats, the official ticketing partner of ESPN.
The Bog in Saukville is Ozaukee County's best golf experience. 18 championship holes designed by legendary golfer Arnold Palmer cater to golfers of all skill levels. Settled amongst over 250 acres of beautiful private land, the Bog offers a truly unforgettable golf experience. Play the finest greens of Wisconsin, and after your round, have a signature cocktail while enjoying our Friday fish fry from the clubhouse overlooking the 18th green. It's time to golf, Wisconsin. It's time to enjoy the Bog.
At IKEA Oak Creek, we love helping you make your home uniquely yours. And now, we are making it even more rewarding with new rewards from IKEA Family. With rewards, members earn points on every purchase and extra points for things like attending qualifying IKEA Family events, utilizing IKEA planning services, and much more. Then use your points for great rewards, including discounts on purchases and services, and of course, delicious food. Did somebody say meatballs? IKEA is making it more rewarding than ever to be part of our family. Not a member yet? Sign up for free at IKEA.com/US and start earning.
It's always a beautiful experience coming out to the ballpark. Many fans prep in the parking lot amongst our legendary tailgaters. When you're ready for new windows and doors, prep for those at the Pella Experience Center in Brookfield. See, feel, open, close, and compare dozens of window and door options from different Pella lines side by side. And if you order by July 31st, get 0% interest for up to 5 years on Blue Mountain Road, or visit PellaWI.com today.
Bella Kane takes the stage this Wednesday at the Bud Pavilion's free concert series, Wednesday Night Live. Gates open Wednesday at 6. Bella Kane starts at 7. Epic bands, unforgettable nights. It's Wednesday Night Live at the Bud Pavilion at State Fair Park this Wednesday.
Do you worry about how much someone drinks?
Do you feel neglected or unloved? If you answered yes to any of these questions, you are not alone.
Al-Anon and Alateen can help. Call 1-866-200-0223 or visit alanon.org/help.
For It's on the Tee with Gabe Neitzel and Stephen Watson on 94.5 ESPN.
Along with Stephen Watson, I'm Gabe Neitzel. It's on the Tee special edition from the 2025 Delzer ESPN Milwaukee Open at the Bog Golf Course. Love it out here. Love the Bog. Although, I mean, you weren't out here for the 100 holes this year. So
no.
You have your first look at the Bog this year.
It's always good to be back. Play a lot of golf on this golf course. I feel like I play it more than Wisconsin Club.
Well, I mean, when you go around, you know.
Start off the spring with 6 rounds. So
it's a good place to start from.
And shout out to Mike Hams and his whole team here. They always do an unbelievable job hosting events. The generosity that they pour into, the MAC Fund to host this event for the year, and then the Delzer ESPN Milwaukee Open as well. Just one of the really good people in our community, and this golf course is. Hosted a lot of unbelievable golf outings, and we're lucky to be out here once again. So Thank you to the Bog once again for having us out here.
Yeah, such a great team that they have out here at the Bog, especially once everybody makes it into the barn behind us. I think everybody's going to be excited about that. Quickly, non-open related, because coming up here, Stephen has a tier list that I want to get to. But it's bothering me, and it probably shouldn't, Stephen. But the fact that Grant Horvat decided to turn down a sponsor's exemption into the Barracuda this week, which is the opposite field event on the PGA Tour, opposite, obviously, the Open Championship this week. It just something just doesn't sit right. Like, I hate the fact that that's where we are in the world of golf, that one of these content creators who, again, his channel is incredibly popular. He's done a lot of great things.
The most popular.
That he's saying no to a PGA Tour event because the PGA Tour won't let him film his own round and post it on his YouTube page.
Yeah, we're kind of losing sight of golf and what this game is supposed to be, and the separation of church and state, of competitive golf and former competitive players creating content. First of all, let's just knock this out. Grant has capitalized on his brand by going and playing for LIV.
Yep.
And also doing stuff for the PGA Tour. Yep. He is no longer doing videos at PGA Tour events because he went and he made a lot of money by doing a video with the Bryan brothers and, working with Bryson and Phil and Brooks and whoever is over there. And good for him. He wanted to monetize it. He wanted to make a bunch of money. He wanted people to watch his YouTube channel. That is his business. But you can't expect to go onto a PGA Tour sanctioned event, have your own video crew, mind you, just what that means for a television rights standpoint versus your own golf content creation. I have plenty of friends in this business who would love to be able to go out to PGA Tour events and shoot video, and they are denied the exact same way. Mm-hmm. And they have not gone to LIV and tried to create that type of content in addition to it. It's disappointing because he's putting this video out there to get more likes and more reaction and more content creation that only improves his brand. And that's where I think we've lost sight of kind of what we're doing with this golf content creation. Like, you want to talk about your passion and you want to go play courses with former players, whatever tour it is, great. Go do it. People are clearly watching and they're happy to watch it. But don't be naive as to what you're trying to pull off, and don't act entitled about the fact that you're earning an opportunity to play an event on the PGA Tour. You're not bigger than that right now. And if you are, then don't be naive about thinking that you're too big for the TV rights that people are paying millions and millions and millions of dollars to have exclusive access to, and that you're above that. It's just we need a little break from this.
I had this conversation around the Phillies having issue with Jacob Mizrowski being named an All-Star. I think a lot of professional athletes don't understand that they are in the entertainment business, right? Like, you're competing for people's dollars to entertain them. And, yeah, part of your business model is competition, right? So when the PGA Tour has these sponsors exemptions, and like when Steph Curry played on the Korn Ferry Tour a couple of years ago, or somebody like Grant Horvat, who obviously has a huge golf following, ends up as a sponsors exemption, I have no issue with that. There are a lot of other ways to get into the tournament, and if that's what they think is going to draw eyeballs, I have no problem. But again, at the end of the day, it still is a competition element, and if you're good enough to earn one of those sponsors exemptions, because it's not like they're giving a sponsors exemption to someone who's not good enough to play, like Charles Barkley, right? Like, Charles would bring a lot of eyeballs to the event, but they're not going to do that because it would make a mockery of the competition. Grant Horvat, good enough. Steph Curry shot under par in one of the rounds he played in the Korn Ferry Tour event. So he was obviously good enough to hold his own and not hold up the actual competition. But there still is a competition going on, and you had an opportunity to compete on the highest tour in professional golf, and you said no because you're not able to make as much money as you'd like off of it, because you can't put it on your YouTube channel.
You know what would actually
that just doesn't sit right, and that feels as somebody who used to be, and I guess I still am, a competitive person, but as somebody who loves to compete, that just sits wrong with that. Just sits. Just sticks with me.
You would hope that he'd think of it from the flip side of, how do I not monetize this directly, and maybe I go play well.
Yeah.
And I make a cut, I make a run at this thing, and guess what? Every single one of my shots is going to be televised.
Yeah.
And people are going to be able to find it. And then you can do something recapping it all, and people are still going to watch it. But to think that your video platform is bigger than the TV rights, I feel like we're losing sight of what golf and competitive golf is supposed to be, and he should be grateful for the opportunity to still be invited. Him being invited is a sign of respect.
Yeah.
And
to the hard work that he's put into his channel.
Yeah.
And the hard work he's put into his game. But
yeah,
he has turned it down. I'm sorry. I just had to get that off my chest.
We
can get back to the fun stuff of the Open Championship. We'll do that in 2 minutes. Coming up next on the team.
Want to play your best golf ever? The Wisconsin Country Club just launched WCC Performance Academy, powered by Catalyst Golf Performance and Aritas Physical Therapy. TrackMan, 3D Motion, Miha EMS, everything to move better, feel stronger, and shoot lower scores. Train like a pro or like an athlete. Play pain-free. I'm ESPN Milwaukee's Gabe Neitzel. Become a member at Wisconsin Country Club like I did. No assessments, no minimums, and a beautiful, challenging course and great corporate membership opportunities, plus tennis, pickleball, and a pool. Visit thewisconsincountryclub.com. Just a fairway away.
This is an ad by BetterHelp.
Workplace stress is now a leading cause of declining mental health, with 61% of the global workforce feeling it more than ever. You can't escape work, but you can take small steps to take care of yourself. A walk, some sun, a favorite song, and therapy. Ongoing support to build resilience for whatever your day throws at you. Balance is tough, but getting help shouldn't be. Visit BetterHelp.com/timeout today for 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/timeout.
The only thing that tops our selection is your savings discount liquor.
The Big Slide, barns and barns of animals, and all that food on a stick. State Fair is one of the biggest events of the summer, and we'd like to send you there. Compliments of Discount Liquor. Hi, this is Marie from Discount Liquor. Purchase any one case 30-pack cans of Miller High Life or any one 12-pack Leinenkugel craft beer and receive one free State Fair ticket, all while supplies last. But don't delay. Tickets go quickly. And I know you don't want to miss the bacon-wrapped bacon. Visit us today at 51st in Oklahoma and Milwaukee, and on Barstow and Main in downtown Waukesha. Discount Liquor, voted best liquor store in Milwaukee, again! See us this week for your free Wisconsin State Fair ticket.
The only thing that tops our selection is your savings discount liquor.
And visit us online at discountliquorinc.com.
Hey, this is Brad Nortman from KBN. Tune in to Kyle Brust and Nortman every day from 2 to 5. WKTI and WKTI HD Milwaukee.
A locally owned Good Karma brand station.
The bag is packed with the sticks. The drinks are cold. And the scorecard's ready to go. Time to hit the links.
I think that he deserves to be on the team.
Yes.
But if he picks himself as a captain and he tries to do both, it sets a very dangerous precedent moving forward.
I don't know if it does, because I don't know if we're going to be in this position again.
It's time to go on the team.
We're golfers, man. We're weird.
Sponsored by Majestic Oaks at Lake Lawn Resort.
Yeah, I don't care too much about other things outside of golf.
And Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
Let's give the people what they want. The original
By
script.
the people, you mean you.
Yeah.
Alongside PGA Tour Live Stephen Watson, here's Gabe Neitzel.
From the Delzer ESPN Milwaukee Open 2025 edition at the Bog, it is a special edition of On the Tee. Because not only do we have this event going on today, we have the Open Championship coming up this weekend. Sadly, the final major of the year.
It should be the final event of the year. We need to get this after the Tour Championship. The weather doesn't change.
That's never going to happen.
The weather doesn't change enough that July to September would change much. Have this early September, have your Ryder Cup and President's Cup at the end of September, and move that PGA Championship back to this time of year.
Yeah, look, you're not going to get an argument from me because I would love to expand the major championship season out. I don't see that happening anytime soon. Our best hope is whenever LIV and the PGA Tour and all these entities finally come together, that the PGA realizes that they were better off being in August. They could go to more venues. They could go to better venues, and we get the PGA back in August. I think that's our best hope. And I think that's a low percentage that they end up moving it back. And instead we get this condensed major season the way we do.
Yeah, I think it's a low percentage we're getting those tours back together personally. But
I mean, that too. So
Take some of these signature events and throw them in May. And then you can go April, jam-pack May with some really fun events at great venues. And then you can keep the schedule. You go June, U.S. Open.
Yep.
You can go July, some more, bigger events into a tour, maybe move up the Tour Championship into late July, early August, PGA Championship, the Open, Ryder Cup. Why is it so hard?
Look, I don't think it is that hard, but apparently men's professional golf just can't quite figure it out. It is time for that Gem of the Week, brought to you by the Jewelry Center. Engagement rings, wedding bands, gifts for that special someone, even repairs. It all happens at the Jewelry Center. Visit any one of their 3 locations, Greenfield, Brookfield, and in Burlington, or online, shop tjc.com. Got to see the team from the Jewelry Center out here. They had a couple of different groups, and one of the groups I probably did the sauciest thing I've ever done.
Oh.
I started walking in a putt from like 4 or 5 feet away.
Did it go in?
Of course.
Okay. Would have been from saucy to really embarrassing.
Yeah.
Well, I'm happy for it. That's good.
Where you just like, there's no way
That's
this
a fun
thing is
feeling.
missing. Yeah, from like 25 feet away. And just
As a
walk
celebrity
in the
shot,
putt.
too, that's a good way. Hey, yeah, hi, I'm Gabe. Yeah, shake some hands. Here's your putt. All right, on to the next.
Thank you.
My job here is done.
But our Gem of the Week brought to you by the Jewelry Center. Stephen Watson has tiers of players. So you did a deep dive into the field, and what are the tiers that you have?
Yeah, so we're going to make our group of lofts one call that's all pick at the end of the show of who we're going to take to win the Open this upcoming weekend. But, the field is so deep. There's so many great storylines. We talked about some of the feel-good ones of Rory and Shane back in their, home countries and, maybe Scotty winning his first Open. But there are a lot of big names that fall into these categories that I've created. I've got dark horses.
Okay.
Guys I need to see something from.
Okay.
And stay the hell away from.
Okay, so no, we don't even have a favorites category.
No. We can get to favorites as we get closer to our picks. So I'm going to start with let's stay far away from these guys. Maybe you're going to throw some money on this. You're going to head to Potawatomi and throw in a couple of bets on how guys are going to end up with their odds. One is a name we brought up earlier, and his history here is not so great, and that's Bryson DeChambeau. 1 top 30 finish in 7 starts at the Open for Bryson. Sepp Straka, a guy who's won 2 events on the PGA Tour season, feels like it would be a perfect fit for him, right? He's a ball striker, one of the best ball strikers in all of golf. He has missed every single cut in a major this year, Gabe. Did you realize that?
I did not know that. I thought you were going to say like every single cut at the Open Championship.
Every major this year. And I know that because I definitely bet on him at Augusta. Wyndham Clark, tied for 46th at the Masters, tied for 50th at the PGA, miscut at the U.S. Open, damage to Oakmont. He has never finished inside the top 30 at the Open. Stay away from Wyndham Clark this entire season. He is just going through it on and off the golf course.
He was playing better at the Scottish, but I can't in good conscience pick him in anything.
Okay. Here's the guys I need to see something from. This is a very popular name. This is a name that I think a lot of people are counting on this week, would love to see win the Open. Justin Thomas. His major season this year, tied for 36 at Augusta. He missed the cut at the PGA. He missed the cut at the U.S. Open. Gabe, since he won the 2022 PGA, he has 1 top 35 finish in 13 major starts.
It's not great. It's not great. Oh, man.
But his best finish at the Open came in 2019 at Portrush. He was tied for 11th that year. I want to see something from JT this week. Patrick Cantlay, still looking for his first major. He has missed the cut at the PGA and the U.S. Open. I want to see, as a proud American, something from PC. I want to see the ice in his veins. I want to see him start to do something and make me feel a little bit better about Bethpage Black, because this is a guy who they have leaned on in the past, and I just don't feel great with where his game is at right now, headed into the end of the golf season.
I would have kept him in the stay the hell away, but maybe that's just me.
No, I'm just strictly selfish American hopes. I don't want him to win. I'm not a huge Patrick Cantlay fan, but I want Team USA to win at Bethpage, and I need to see something from him.
His major record, very bad.
Yeah, it's
like
not good.
overall, very, very
for a guy who
bad.
has made a lot of money playing really good, consistent golf, winner of, I think, 6 PGA Tour events. All right, a guy who's never won a PGA Tour event but has done really well in the Open. Cameron Young, tied for 4th at the U.S. Open as well. 3 for 3 in cuts made at the Open. Of course, the runner-up at the Old Course back in 2020 or 2022. That wasn't
2022.
Yeah,
the Old Course.
The Old Course. Yeah, that was Cam Smith. I want to see that he can prove that he can get it done, and maybe not win, but a type of guy who I'd love to see as a captain's pick come the fall, if his game is trending in the right direction. This is a guy who I brought up at both the PGA Championship and the U.S. Open, and unfortunately the trend remains the same for Ludwig Åberg. I need to see something from this guy, man. He's
playing his 8th ever major.
He's gotten Augusta figured out.
He does.
4 missed cuts in his last 5 starts in majors outside of Augusta National. His scoring total in those 5 is plus 21 total. He's 13 under at Augusta.
Yeah.
This is a guy who is built in AI. He should be able to play anywhere in the world and dominate a golf course.
The game should travel better than it does.
Okay, so those are the guys I need to see something from. Now my dark horses. Guys who, you look at their odds and you're like, give me some top 20s in there.
So I don't want to ruin the list, but no Jordan and I need to see something?
Jordan might win this thing. I assumed you're picking Jordan.
Did you see the picture he put out earlier this week announcing the birth of their new child, Sully?
Yeah.
Did you look at his hands?
No. Not usually the first thing I look at.
Well, because his hand is like in the picture, right? It's a tiny little baby. He put his hands are hideous. Just calluses all over the place.
Oh, you're talking about Jordan's hands.
Jordan's hands, yes.
Okay.
That's, yeah. I
thought you were telling me to stare at the newborn's hands.
No, could care less about the baby's hands.
I don't know.
I mean, again, Jordan's my guy. Like, his hands from, like, years and years of just swinging a golf club, they're just, it's not good. Didn't look, like, it just, once you see it, you can't unsee it. Like, I saw, what is that?
Yeah, I mean, played a lot of golf.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's
a lot of miles on those hands.
A lot of miles on those hands.
In what world would Jordan Spieth be a dark horse? Or you're saying I want to see something
I want to see
from,
something.
Yeah.
Because
I want to see something from Jordan every week.
Well, because, again, he hasn't had a top 10 in a major since 2023.
Yeah.
Major record this year, okay. T14, cut, T23 in the Masters, PGA, and U.S. Open, respectively. The Open is, obviously, he has a win here, but it's the one historically, other than the Masters, he has always played well. It seems like if he's ever going to pick off another major championship, doesn't feel like it's going to be the PGA or a U.S. Open. It's either going to be at Augusta or an Open championship.
He's never missed a cut at the Open. He's 11 for 11, winner in 2017, hasn't finished worse than tied for 25th. And he's got a new son.
The new son thing makes me a little worried.
Oh, see, new dad energy is like...
Okay, so you want to ride the new dad
hashtag
energy.
Perspective.
How much perspective can one have? Isn't this their third kid?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
It's a lot of perspective.
Yeah.
Well, I digress.
I'm not picking Jordan Spieth to win, but, hey, would love to see it. I want to nominate
Look
at you
him.
hijacking my segment.
Well,
Gabe.
I wanted to nominate him for...
Okay. Yeah, you want to see something.
Yes.
All right, cool. Hey, better Jordan Spieth, better viewing experience. Go Team USA. I'm here for it.
All right.
All right. Couple of dark horses for you.
Because Jordan's not a dark horse.
Robert McIntyre.
Okay.
It should be no surprise. He's played very well overseas, won the Scottish Open last year. He has never missed a cut at the Open, 5 for 5. Finished tied for 6 in 2019 at Portrush. That was his first Open. So just something to keep in mind. Game obviously is a strength for him playing there. Had that backdoor second-place finish at the U.S. Open, kind of trending well. It was competitive, or actually didn't play very well, the Scottish Open, but a guy who's been playing pretty well as of late. Ben Griffin, no surprise. We've documented the golf season that he's had. Arguably the best golfer on the PGA Tour, not named Scottie Scheffler this year, has been Ben Griffin. Top 10 in back-to-back majors. How good he's been on the PGA Tour.
Yeah.
He's snuck in top 10 in both back-to-back majors. He has 2 wins, 6 top 10s this season. So Ben Griffin, don't know how it's going to travel overseas, but just something to keep in mind that he has proven that he can be a big game player and probably the most improved player on the professional circuit right now. A name that I feel like gets lost often, he can't seem to get over the hump, but he finds himself in the mix a lot. Maverick McNeely.
Yeah.
He has so much talent. He's made every major cut this year. He has 12 top 20 finishes this season. Another guy you're like, what? Just can't get over the hump.
Well, he's just quietly consistent.
Yeah.
He's not finding himself in the top 5 where you're really noticing it if you're watching. Because, again, that leaderboard only has so many in the bottom right-hand corner when you're watching these tournaments.
Yep.
But he's just been so consistent. Yeah, I would love to see Mav break through. Mav's a great story.
This is the one I'm really excited about because I've had an opportunity to watch his golf played over the a couple of PGA Tour events that I've covered this year and didn't know much about him at all coming into this PGA Tour season, and now I feel like I know his entire biography. Harry Hall.
Oh.
I love him this week at the Open, the Englishman. So, his game suited for links golf. He's had a great, PGA or, DP World Tour season there, and now he's really burst onto the scene this year. Tied for 19th in the only major that he played in this year. That was the PGA Championship at Quail Hollow. He's playing in his first Open, so maybe that's the scary thing. But, again, he's from England. He grew up playing that type of golf. Tied for 17th at the Scottish Open last week. He has 7 straight top 25s coming into the Open. And maybe the most impressive stat right now about Harry Hall, 12 consecutive rounds in the 60s. And he is the leader on the PGA Tour this year in rounds in the 60s. 46 rounds in the 60s this year for Harry Hall. That means you got to play a lot of golf tournaments.
Yep.
But that also means you got to score well in a lot of golf tournaments.
It means you're playing well in a lot of golf tournaments.
So I kind of love Harry Hall as a dark horse this week at the Open. As for who I'm going to pick, well, you just got to tune in a little bit longer.
Yeah, that's going to be part of our One Call That's All, brought to you by Gruber Law Offices, coming up later in the show. But I do want to tell you about Erin Hills, Golf Digest 10th ranked public course in the nation with charming overnight accommodations and a championship golf experience. Erin Hills, modern course whose foundations were laid eons ago. I'm excited because our On the Tee date out there is finally on the books. We're going to be there later this year in September. You were just out there recently. Saw you posting some pictures with our guy Jeff Levering.
Yeah.
From
got the
Erin
pity
Hills.
invite from Jeff, but I'll take any invite I can get to go out there. It was a fun day.
Oh, it's hard not to have a fun day out at Erin Hills. The back nine, pure elegance with an exquisite undulations that perhaps most striking on the tumbling fairway at hole number 12.
That fescue's starting to burn out a little bit right now. Looks really nice.
Just looking real good.
Like the green fairways with the little crisp, and then starting to turn a little brown, then purple. Oh, it's shining right now. It's popping at Erin.
Erin Hills, Championship Golf in Wisconsin. Plan your trip today. ErinHills.com.
But I feel like tonight is going to change.
Back to the course and On the Tee with Gabe and Steven after this on 94.5 ESPN. The team you'll always remember. With a reunion you'll never forget.
This place, this school, this city, these teammates, this coach, just everything involved was the most formative part of my life and the most special part of my life.
Relive Made 'em Believe now with a full show on ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube and the ESPN Wisconsin app. Brought to you by M3 Insurance Company, Michelob Ultra, the superior light beer, Potosi Varsity Ale, and Potosi Hard Seltzers. Made 'em Believe. Available now.
Hey, it's Gabe Neitzel. This is not a drill. If you sink a hole-in-one at X Golf inside American Family Field, you could win the ultimate Brewers prize, a trip down Bernie's slide. Nail the shot, and you and a friend will get game tickets and up to 5 trips down that iconic slide. Yep, golf a hole-in-one, and suddenly you're living every fan's childhood dream. Book your swing at X Golf inside American Family Field, open to the public 7 days a week. Book now at playxgolf.com.
Hey, Joe Fortenbaugh here. Whether you're locking in your home run picks or riding with your favorite golfers this summer, ESPN Bet is your sportsbook for all the action. Go from checking stats on your favorite teams and players to placing bets in just a few taps. Plus, new customers can get $100 in bonus bets when you make your first $10 wager. Download the ESPN Bet app and sign up with the promo code JOEQ to get started today. Must be 21 plus. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Terms and conditions apply. See app for details. Offer not available in New York.
Oh, by the way, Ivan's no longer on the project. His wife got a new job, so they're moving across the country.
Robin's top researcher is deviating to a new market. This isn't standard.
And now we're short-staffed. Who's going to finish all these projects?
She needs a cluster of new data analysts, and there's no margin for error.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. Put our matching platform to work so you can spend less time searching and more time connecting with talented candidates. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
Febreze. It's a classic odor tale. You fried fish for dinner, cleaned up, but the smell is still in the house. And the neighbors are coming over for game night. They're on their way. And then you spray Febreze Air Mist. Febreze Air starts working instantly to fight even your toughest odors, so you go from fish to fresh like that. Now all you have to worry about is Pam cheating at charades.
Breathe happy, Febreze, la 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 la.
Introducing the new Dell AI PC, powered by the Intel Core Ultra processor. It helps do your busy work for you, so you can fast forward through editing images, designing presentations, generating code, debugging code, summarizing meeting notes, finding files, managing your schedule, responding to Jim's long emails, leaving all the time in the world for the things you actually want to do. No offense, Jim. Get a new Dell AI PC starting at $699.99 at Dell.com/AI-PC. How those ahead stay ahead.
Is that knee, hip, or shoulder pain not getting any better? Maybe you're stuck in a cycle of steroid shots and now talking about surgery. Well, before you head down that road, you need to check out my friends at QC Kinetics. Hey, it's Brad Nortman, and I've got to tell you about how QC Kinetics is revolutionizing medicine with their regenerative and cellular treatments. Using their advanced cellular therapy, QC Kinetics is helping your body heal itself. And don't just take my word for it. The results from their patients is off the charts. 92% of patients report satisfaction with their results. In fact, most people that come in for their free consultation ask if they can just start right away. It doesn't cost a thing for that second opinion with QC Kinetics. You owe it to yourself to live a pain-free life, and you owe it to yourself to check out QC Kinetics. The results could be life-changing. Call QC Kinetics today at 414-285-3474. 414-285-3474. That's 414-285-3474.
It's On the Tee with Gabe Neitzel and Stephen Watson on 94.5 ESPN.
Open Championship Edition on the tee.
I gotta say, our guy Josh DiMaggio back in the studio, I feel like he's putting together a nice little playlist I'd won on my golf cart at an outing. Like, had a little Third Eye Blind earlier.
I trust Josh in a lot of instances. And I know this is like an outdated term, but if you pass Joshy the aux cord, like, you're gonna have a good time.
Yeah.
You opened up the Bluetooth and allowed me to connect.
Yeah, but that's a long statement, right? Like, I feel just passing the aux cord, it's a lot simpler to say, Joshua.
I'm just doing a lot of silent head bobbing over here coming out of breaks, Josh. So
Josh had a bit of an incident on the golf course.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Josh, you want to talk about some things?
Well, I broke my first golf club.
Oh.
I didn't break it.
I wasn't expecting that.
Over my knee. I had a little uphill lie. Using one of my older clubs, I had just hit it fine, and I went for a tack. Got a little chunky, a lot chunky. The ball went about 40 yards ahead of my club, went about 20. And I was just standing there holding the shaft and going, well, that's a first, and let's hope we don't do any more of this.
Did it snap right at the connection point of the shaft in the head?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. You want me to tell you what probably happened? It's not your fault. This is very Goodwill Hunting of me, but it's not your fault.
I'd love to hear
why. Not your
why.
fault. So that's where most golf clubs break, because if you play out in wet conditions and your club gets wet and you don't dry your clubs, then that water will seep into that connection point of your shaft and your club face, and it actually rusts underneath that spot. So your clubs are probably a little bit wet, sitting in your golf bag for a long time. Maybe they're older set of clubs.
This club was older, for sure.
Probably rusted, and you hit it at the wrong spot on the wrong lie, and the whole chunking it, that's on you, bro.
Yeah.
But
Steven gives golf lessons, by the way.
It's happened to me a lot. It happened to me one time. We were playing Whistling Straits, and I broke the club, and the ball happened to hit Gabe's ass.
Well, no, he was giving lessons to Maddie earlier today.
Hey, just trying to help the people out. It's a beautiful game, and I want people to get better at it, and you're never too late to get into golf.
So,
can I tell you a really fun story?
Please.
This past week, one of my really good buddies, Seth, goes out. He's a 9 handicap. I watched him fire a 74 on the golf course. He was 8 up on me through 8 holes. I have never experienced anything like that in my entire life.
Uh-huh.
And I got to give my guy Seth a little shout out here on the airwaves. You go watch a buddy who's getting into the game of golf, starting to find a passion for it, maybe an addiction for it.
He's
probably
still
the right
relatively new to the game,
yeah,
isn't he?
It's been a couple of years.
Yeah.
And he goes out and he broke his personal best by 4 strokes.
Wow.
And to win and have a front row seat to that, even though I was 8 down through 8, that was pretty special. And that, to bring it full circle, like that I like helping people out who want to get into the game because you never know when it's going to be your turn.
Well, the question I just have for Josh is, what are you going to do now that you don't have that club?
Well, we're going to need to go buy a new one, Gabe, and we're probably going to do a significant upgrade. Maybe reconfigure how I use some of, because this was my 3 hybrid I've been using for clubs treated me well many, many years. This is like one of probably after I got my first set and like started actually buying clubs, it's treated me well, but it's definitely time for an upgrade. It's not very nice. And I think I might add an extra a wood after I looked at, some of the clubs I have there saying, well, we might be able to, I might be going 3 wood and a 7 wood. That might be my new play here.
Hey, people love the 7 wood right now. It's very in. Just like a couple years ago as the driving irons, the 7 woods are back.
I love how breaking one club
leads to a brand new bag.
No, leads to 2 new clubs. Yes, Josh.
One of us. One of us. One of us.
Well, yeah.
Oh, that is the ultimate golfer's way to think. I love it.
Well, I had been thinking.
The math never makes sense, but it always makes sense in your head.
Yeah. Here's my thought process. I would like a little more distance on my woods. I had a 5 that treated me well, but then I broke that club, and I'm like, yeah, but I don't really have anything over the 200 mark that I feel good about. So let's dial it up to 3 wood and get something to dial back to around under 200, and we're groovy.
Love you. You're starting talking about numbers now. Like you're becoming a golf guy. I love this about you. I'm here for your journey.
Oh, it is. Those are the things I just.
See,
love to hear.
we're both grinning ear to ear, just listen to guys starting to fall in love with the game.
It's strategic. I got to figure out around how to get around that golf course, get the handicap number down. You got to play your strengths.
So our good friend from 620 WTMJ, Vince Vitrano, got set for a new set of irons over the winter. And, he came up super giddy just talking to me about it. And, after we got done with the conversation, I'm sorry, you probably don't care. No, Vince, I loved every part of this conversation. Listening to I get excited when I get new clubs.
Oh.
But just hearing other people be excited to also get new clubs, it's just it's what I love about this game.
Yeah,
it's what
truly
connects us all. It's what bonds us all who love the game of golf.
Hey, I finally got to use my 6 iron at Erin Hills. Took the plastic off.
You are a serial killer.
It felt like another present. Made me smile.
So this is. I don't know if Josh has been exposed to this.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if Josh has been exposed to this. So, Josh, every year when we play in the Mac Fund event, we get the option of playing in the Ringer. Our tee gift is you get to choose if you want a new driver and a fairway wood or a hybrid and a wedge, or you can get a new set of irons. So Steven this year elected once again to get a new set of irons. And Steven, what do you do when you get those new set of irons?
So, Josh, some people think I'm crazy. I think of it as having Hanukkah and eight crazy nights is I take the plastic off of the golf club as I'm using it on the golf course. So my first swing with every single new club will come on the golf course. And so I get the feeling of unwrapping a present every single time I use that club. So the first time I hit a pitching wedge, right before I hit it, I'm going to unbox it. I'm going to enjoy that present. It's like Hanukkah. As somebody made a nice putt. Yeah, very nice. So, it might take me 4 rounds to use every single club in my bag, but that feeling will always be there. The first shot I'm going to hit is going to come on the golf course. I'm not going to go to the range. I'm not going to grind over 100 balls in a bucket with my brand new clubs. I want that feeling of positivity standing over my ball when it matters, and there's no feeling that gives me that sense of pride and positivity than a first swing with a golf club. So why wouldn't I just do it on the course, get that feeling, that little hit of endorphin, bam.
Steven, I got to be honest here. I'm a big Steven guy. I hate this and think this is crazy.
Hey, you know what? It works for me, and that's all that matters.
I would feel like people would be looking at me going, first of all, why does that guy not take off all the wrappings on his clubs? Does he know?
Yeah, because that's the point.
Right.
At some point, you've used literally every other club. So when your caddy looked at your bag at Erin Hills,
yeah, I told him the same story.
Every other wrapper was off except for the 6-iron?
Actually, we didn't have the conversation. He probably judged me hard. But I'm okay with it. I flushed the 6-iron.
So that first round, do you just have like 6 different wrappers rolling around in your pocket?
Well, I mean, I put them in the back of the golf cart. Usually it comes at the Mac Fund event. But actually this one, I walk and carried my first round. So, yeah, my pockets were full. But, you know, my heart was full, too, because
my heart was full.
In that moment.
Like, aren't you worried that
I was giddy every single time I got to swing.
Might not go as far as you think or goes further maybe than you were thinking? Has that ever crossed your mind?
No. I'm dialed into my numbers now.
But it's a new club.
It's a different club.
Same club, though. Same brand, just updated. I'm not, I feel comfortable with that number.
Isn't part of their whole thing like, hey, you get more distance out of these? That's why we're
that's part of the marketing. Yes. Great. That's a great point, Joshua. Yes.
Now, if we're talking wedges, I might need to grind with those.
Well, that is a different story, certainly.
I do want to mention.
Call me a serial killer all you want, but it works for me, and I'm going to continue my ways.
I do want to mention
die on
earlier,
this hill.
You guys were discussing, the different link style and using different clubs around the green. And you guys were both saying, we've been trying different shots after we went overseas to golf. The interesting thing is I've been doing the same things, but that's just trying to find the right swing. I'm not trying to be creative.
Yeah. When it comes to my wedges, I'm with you, man.
I know what this usually looks like when I try this, so let's try, take an 8 here and let it roll out a bit, something along those lines.
Yeah. Hey, why not? See what works. I've started to take pitching wedge from the fairway and just kind of punching a pitching wedge. I've taken the 54 and 58 completely out of my hands around the green, unless I'm in the rough.
Wow. That's
when I'm in the rough and I can just flip a wedge. I still feel good about that shot. But man, you put a inside 50 yards and gosh, I love this game, but I hate this game so much. Makes me feel things in my hands I didn't know existed.
Oh,
it's a beautiful game.
It is
beautifully maddening game. That's
and
what I call
we
it.
still have our picks, or Gorilla Office's One Call, That's All picks coming up later in the show. But I do want to tell you about something that Steven and I did. If you want to join and play the best golf, join the Wisconsin Country Club. No assessments, no food and beverage minimums, just an incredible challenging course. Top-tier amenities like tennis, pickleball, and a pool. Look,
it's member guest week, baby.
It's member guest week. I cannot wait. I was on vacation last week, so I was unable to get out there and play. I love our golf course, and last time I was there, it was in such great shape.
Yeah.
With the beautiful weather, it's going to be playing even better. I'm guessing our greens are going to be humming for that member guest. Our premier event, the Wisconsin Cup, I cannot wait. I'm just bummed you're not going to be out there.
I want the text of I'm in contention, so I can be out there maybe on Saturday during nap time. Be out there for a little Neitzel fire before I head to the studio.
I mean, we can only hope, right? We can only hope that's the case come Saturday afternoon. Get started today at thewisconsincountryclub.com. It's just a fairway away.
No ifs, ands, or puts. There's more On the Tee with Gabe and Steven coming up on 94.5 ESPN.
Summer is here, and your taste buds deserve the best. Carbless is perfect for the pool, the lake, or hanging out by the fire. Full of flavor with 0 sugars, only 100 calories, and made with premium spirits. Don't just settle for something overly carbonated and those flavorless seltzers. Carbless has full flavor with every sip, not just a hint. So when you're ready to take a drink and ready to chill, Carbless is clean, crisp, and won't leave you feeling bloated. Find your bliss today at drinkcarbless.com.
Hi, I'm Brittany Miller from Big Frog Custom T-Shirts and more. Custom T-shirts, sweatshirts, jackets, hats, you name it, we can do it. Big Frog Custom T-Shirts and more is family owned and all about celebrating life's big moments. Maybe it's a milestone birthday, a celebration for your child's first goal, or that work fundraising event. We are everyone's printer. No minimum orders, affordable designs, and help straight from me and our team. We're the one-stop shop for all your custom needs. Start your project today at bigfrog.com/Mequon.
With 18 unforgettable holes on 250 acres of natural private land, The Bog provides the ultimate golf experience. To book your next tee time, call 262-284-7075 or visit golfthebog.com. Enjoy golf. Enjoy The Bog.
Is your business ready to take the next step? At Fifth Third Commercial Bank Wisconsin, our team of local experienced advisors is here to propel you forward. We understand your needs and offer in-depth expertise, cutting-edge technology, and tailored solutions to streamline your cash collections, automate payments, and safeguard your assets with top-notch fraud mitigation tools. Contact Fifth Third in downtown Milwaukee today. Let's eliminate the non-value add work so you can focus on what truly matters, growing your business. Fifth Third Bank National Association. Custom solutions built around your goals. Member FDIC.
1, 2, 3 into the 4. Avondale Roofing is knocking on your door. Leaking roof? Man, that's a shame. Call the real pros. We running this game. We patch it, thatch it, no need to stress. Our crew shows up and cleans up the mess. No drips, no drafts, no drama at all. Just tight new shingles, then a leak-proof hall. Hey.
It's nothing but Avondale, baby. They keep it dry when the weather gets crazy. Hey.
Visit AvondaleRoofing.com. That is AvondaleRoofing.com.
It's Jason Wilde from Wilde & Tausch. Upgrade your industrial supply services with Lakeland Supply, your trusted ISO certified partner for custom packaging, shipping supplies, janitorial, and safety supply solutions. With over 40 years of industry excellence, Lakeland Supply is a proven one-stop source with over 95% of their products made in the U.S., and they treat their customers like family. Personalized service with a national reach. That's what Lakeland Supply does. Visit LakelandSupply.com to discover how they can make your business better.
At Big Fish Contracting, we want every home project to be a good story worth sharing. That's why we as a team aim to exceed your expectations. We can improve any aspect of your home. Everything from a complex remodel to the essential roof, gutters, siding, and windows. Integrity, humility, and kindness are why we've grown in southeastern Wisconsin for the last 2 decades. Visit BigFishContracting.com to learn how Big Fish is renovating homes and redeeming an industry.
They say print is dead. They also said the sound barrier couldn't be broken, and man would never walk on the moon. They've said a lot of things, and they were wrong. We say print is alive. We should know, because print is what we do. Through 3 generations of blood, sweat, and ink, we continue to grow and evolve by consistently exceeding expectations. So print is dead, right? Wrong. When print is done right, it's unstoppable. Delza, commercial print done right.
1 in 10 young adults will experience a form of homelessness this year.
For over 50 years, Covenant House has been helping youth in crisis. To learn more, go to covenanthouse.org today.
You're listening to On the Tee with Gabe Neitzel and Stephen Watson on 94.5 ESPN.
What I think I like most about maybe not the most, but one of the little things that I really enjoy about the Masters and the Open Championship, something that they share, everybody goes off of one.
Yep.
You don't have split tees, you don't have split grouping. Everybody goes off one. And you just go through it. And yeah, you still have your, early, late waves and all that, and you'll, obviously flip for whatever you were on Thursday. You'll be the opposite on Friday. But I love at the Open because the days can be so long that it's just everybody is going off one. You're playing the golf course as intended, hole 1 through 18. It's one of those little details that I love about Augusta and I love about the Open Championship.
Yeah, probably something that a lot of people don't realize, too. Like, you just assume with 156 golfers, you kind of have to go split tee times. But no, not something I think about very often, but a nice little detail that I agree. I love watching 1 through 18 as it's meant to be played.
Who are some of the featured groups that we have this week?
They just came out a few hours ago, and, we got a lot of very sexy headliners. We'll go run right down the list, beginning with the early tee times in round 1. So you want to wake up bright and early at 3:58 a.m. Central Time. We've got Xander Schauffele, J.J. Spawn, and John Rahm teeing off. So if they go early day 1, they go late day 2. So they're going to be teeing off right around 9 o'clock in the morning in round 2. Shane Lowry, Colin Morikawa, and Scotty Scheffler are going off in the early wave for their opening round. Robert McIntyre, Bryson DeChambeau, and Justin Rose in there all together. This is one these next two are the ones I'm really excited to watch. I think it's the second straight major championship, Gabe. They're going to throw Jordan Spieth and Victor Hovland in the same group, which is just appointment television. And they're playing with Ludwig Åberg.
Oh, that is a super group.
And then my favorite round, Rory McIlroy, Justin Thomas, and Tommy Fleetwood are all playing together. They will be teeing off in the late wave on their opening round in the early morning for their second round. So if you want to watch golf maybe early in the morning when you wake up and you're enjoying some coffee, you don't have to get up super early, you can enjoy that Spieth, Ludwig, Victor Hovland group, and Rory, JT, and Tommy Fleetwood on Thursday.
So Thursday, they're going to be teeing off right around 9 a.m. So, again, if you want to wake up super early and be, a sicko like myself, 9 a.m. for that Spieth, and they're going back-to-back. Those are probably the two super groups. And again, no offense to the other groups that you named, but, those are six guys that literally any of them could win the Open Championship.
Oh, totally. We're not really talking about Victor Hovland much. Tied for 21st at the Masters, tied 28th at PGA, third at the U.S. Open, finished tied for fourth at the 2022 U.S. Open. Maybe one of those guys that not quite a dark horse, but looking for his first major. We haven't talked about Xander in this entire show.
Well, so
defending
Xander,
champion of the Open, who's trending really well headed into this week.
You mentioned him trending. It's crazy how under the radar a guy who won 2 major championships last year is. And I thought you could honestly put him, I doubt his odds over at Potawatomi would reflect him being somebody that's a dark horse or something like that. But he was T8, T28, T12 in the majors this year. That's really solid.
Yeah.
For a guy who's been flying under the radar. Oh, is Xander going to be that good again? Is he? He hasn't
only Scotty and Rahm have better major finishes this year. Aggregate totals to their major finishes this year.
And Scotty won one of these things.
Yeah.
So I think Xander certainly could pick one of these off.
Xander, just like Jordan, has never missed a cut at the Open. He's 7 for 7.
So Xander at the Scottish was light years ahead of everybody else in ball striking.
Yeah.
His strokes gained approach was unbelievable. Now, he putted so bad and gave it all back.
It's almost like Xander and Scotty. You start to roll a few, and you're that makes sense.
But if he starts to roll, he is ball striking the crap out of it right now, and he would be somebody on my short list of winners for this week and defending his Open Championship.
Yeah, he currently has the longest streak right now on tour of most consecutive major cuts made. He has not missed a cut since the 2022 Masters. Hideki Matsuyama had the longest streak until he missed at the PGA at Quail Hollow. So, Xander rises to the moment. We saw that twice last year, and I agree. For the defending champ of the Open, the fact that it took us an hour and 44 minutes to start talking about I don't know if he still is, a number 3 player in the world. Don't sleep on Xander. The X-Man is always in play overseas.
And if he were to do that, go back-to-back, that is a rare thing in the Open Championship. So since 1970, Lee Trevino has done it, Tiger Woods has done it, and Tom Watson has done it. That's the list that Xander would join if he were to go back-to-back.
Yeah, that's fascinating.
That's pretty good. That'd be pretty good company to be keeping.
We also haven't mentioned Kissed by a Rose. Jay Rose finished runner-up last year at the Open, runner-up at Augusta, missed the cut of the PGA and the U.S. Open, but a guy who, has found himself in the mix at the late stage in his career.
I guess at this point, I would not be shocked if he was in contention. Personally, I feel like I can't pick him going into a major.
I agree.
Right? He's solid enough, but I just can't picture myself going, oh, yeah, I'm going to bet on Justin Rose this week. Because, as you mentioned, he's got the 2 missed cuts. The volatility is just too high. But it is time. We have to make our Gruber Law Offices one call. That's all picks. We'll do that coming up next after I tell you about our friends at X Golf Inside American Family Field. Because this is not a drill. If you make a hole-in-one at X Golf Inside American Family Field, you could win the ultimate Brewers prize, a trip down Bernie's slide. Nail the shot. You and a friend get game tickets up to 5 trips down that iconic slide. Yep, hole in one. Suddenly you're living every fan's dream. Not just childhood dream, every fan's dream, because everybody wants to go down Bernie's slide. So make sure you're swinging. Book your time. X-Golf, inside American Family Field, open to the public 7 days a week.
Forget about changing that dial. More On the Tee with Gabe and Steven next on 94.5 ESPN. On this show, it's always football season.
Zach Tom is one of your core players. You identify a core player early, you sign them long-term, and you get them at a better rate.
Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin.
When you're forcing guys to consistently prove it, and there's no risk on the table for them, there becomes some semblance of resentment.
Weekdays from 9 to noon on 94.5 ESPN, ESPN Milwaukee's YouTube channel, and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
The only thing that tops our selection is your savings discount liquor.
The Big Slide, barns and barns of animals, and all that food on a stick. State Fair is one of the biggest events of the summer, and we'd like to send you there. Compliments of Discount Liquor. Hi, this is Marie from Discount Liquor. Purchase any 1 case 30-pack cans of Miller High Life or any 1 12-pack Leinenkugel craft beer and receive 1 free State Fair ticket, all while supplies last. But don't delay. Tickets go quickly. And I know you don't want to miss the bacon-wrapped bacon. Visit us today at 51st and Oklahoma in Milwaukee and on Barstow and Main in downtown Waukesha. Discount Liquor, voted best liquor store in Milwaukee again. See us this week for your free Wisconsin State Fair ticket.
The only thing that tops our selection is your savings discount liquor.
And visit us online at discountliquorinc.com.
Windows, windows, windows. You hear all about everyone's windows and how theirs are the greatest. I'll tell you, our windows are the best as well. Hi, I'm Eric Brown, owner of Siding Unlimited, and I'm right there with you. We've taken the most trusted brand in windows, Pella, and paired them with such an outstanding business that we will deliver results to you at your home. Siding Unlimited has won Pella's prestigious 5-time Pella Platinum Premier National Contractor of the Year award. Siding Unlimited is the company to install your new windows.
Hey, this is Brad Nortman, here to tell you about my friends at Bank 5-9. Everywhere I go throughout the area, I see Bank 5-9, and it's no wonder why. Not only do they have 14 branch locations, but their employees spend nearly 9,000 hours each year volunteering in the communities that they serve. That's on top of the financial support that they provide to several hundred nonprofits right here in southeastern Wisconsin. If you're looking for a true local community bank, check them out today at bank59.com. Member FDIC.
Best Marquette games ever, brought to you by Saganiac Planning. The best regular season win ever. Marquette beat the #1 team in the country and the defending national champion. Villanova was both in January of 2017. Marquette won 74-72, though trailed by 17 and needed a 19-4 run at the end of the game. Caden Reinhardt, game-winning 2 free throws, 11 seconds left. Oh, baby, you bet the fans ran on the court. Should be required when you beat the current #1 and the defending national champ on the same night. If you're a company owner offering medical insurance for your employees, you may be sick and tired of the constant increase in rates or change in benefits. Now's the time to take a look at a different type of plan. At Saganiac Planning, it's called level funding, an opportunity to keep premiums low and possibly receive a return of your premiums. For more on level funding, call Steve Llewellyn, 262-783-6161. Saganiac Planning, a name synonymous with employee benefits and top-notch service.
The Brewers return from the break with a jam-packed week of action. First up, a summer battle with the Marlins, July 25th through the 27th. Come for the action, stay for Pokemon Go Day on Friday the 25th, and a Bryce Terang bobblehead on Saturday the 26th, presented by Wintrust, Wisconsin's bank. Then, it's time to battle back when the Crew takes on the Cubs for 3 games starting on July 28th. Get tickets for a week of Brewers action you don't want to miss at Brewers.com.
This is On the Tee with Gabe Neitzel and Stephen Watson on 94.5 ESPN.
It is time to make some picks. Gruberloff says one call, that's all. Final major of the year, but not final major event of the year. Of course, we still have the Ryder Cup coming up as we have that later this year out at Bethpage Black in New York. So we're still excited for that, certainly. But our last major championship, last chance for individual glory at Royal Portrush in Northern Ireland. Stephen, you gave your list before. You had the dark horses, needed to see something from, guys you're staying away from. So who is going to be that pick for the 2025 Open Championship?
I'm sad to go to the dark side, but I'm picking a live guy.
Ooh.
I'm going to take the
there's
number
only
68th ranked player in the official world golf ranking.
Let's say there's only one live guy I think you can really pick for this week.
And his name is Jon Rahm.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the only one that makes sense.
He's the only player with 3 top 10 finishes in the last 4 years at the Open. Finished 11th in 2019 at Portrush. Runner-up at the Open in 2023. Tied for 14th at the Masters this year. Tied for 8th at the PGA. Tied for 7th at the U.S. Open, Gabe. And I want you to listen to something, because for Jon Rahm, this one just means more.
What am I listening to?
I said Josh.
We're having technical difficulties.
Oh, gosh. Man, that was quite a lead-in. Building the drama.
There we go. Oh, we got it for a second.
I have no idea what's happening.
In my opinion, the Open Championship is the most prestigious event you can win in golf. For my understanding of the game and the history of the game, I think the Claret Jug is the most special one. Look forward to it intensely every year. Ireland and Northern Ireland have been very good to me in my golf career. It's been a lot of fun to be able to play here. Have done well in Portrush in the past, and have really good memories in Port Stewart. So I'm really looking forward to this week.
Gabe, I've fallen victim of it. Kind of forgot about Rahm, and I think this is where he re-enters the chat among the best golfers in the world. He can add his name, next to Scotty and win another major and prove that his game carries more than just Augusta National, and he's won a U.S. Open, and then he has an opportunity to win an Open. And I think this is Rahm's opportunity to reinsert himself into the conversation of the best golfer in the world right now.
Well, of course, when you're talking about Rahm and the Spaniards, the Open Championship comes up because it's the one Seve won the most. Seve won 5 major championships, and 3 of them were Opens. So that makes a lot of sense to me that he would hold this championship with that type of reverence. That's not shocking to hear from me.
Your Gruberloff is one call, that's all pick.
Another guy that's kind of been flying under the radar. He has won on the PGA Tour this year, and we talked about him a little bit earlier, but somebody who just doesn't like where his golf swing is right now, but every time I hear him talk, we just like more and more. I think Viktor Hovland picks off his first major championship at Royal Portrush. For a guy who hasn't been playing well, T21, T28, and 3rd in the majors this year, that's pretty good for a guy who doesn't feel comfortable when he's standing over the golf ball. And he is a guy, and here's the thing. A lot of times in an Open Championship, whether it's conditions, a lie you have, there's not a lot of comfort over a lot of these shots that you may have to hit. He's been practicing for this all year. He hasn't been standing over a shot that he's felt comfortable over all year. He's still won. That just tells you the type of talent that Viktor Hovland is, and I think Viktor gets his first ever major championship at the Open.
That would be a great story. And we've talked about how this major golf season has delivered a lot of those great stories. Sign me up for Hovland winning his first. I thought you were going to go Tommy Ladd on me. I'm not going to lie. I thought you were a believer in Tommy Fleetwood winning his first.
I think it's coming for him, and here certainly makes as much sense as any, because what did he finish here? Did he finish second, I believe? Yeah.
To Shane Lowry in 19.
But also he was 6 strokes back. Shane ran away and hid, but he still played well. He finished, had his best finish in a major at Portrush when he was able to finish second here. But I don't know, just something hasn't. I feel like when Tommy wins, it's not going to be kind of out of nowhere, because he's been okay this year. but he hasn't had, I think, kind of that super strong year that we're expecting and can kind of see out of Tommy Fleetwood. So I'm not going Tommy Ladd this year. And I would love, we talked about Spieth, would love to see Spieth pick one of these off. We talked about Justin Thomas earlier. For a guy who has the reputation of being as creative as he is, and the number of different shots that he can hit, like I think of when, a couple of years ago when it was just, he hit like 6-iron into 17 at Sawgrass, during the Players, because it was that windy. He had to hit 6-iron into that hole, and the way he can flight it down, it just seems like he has all the shots necessary. But then he does things like missing cuts, and his record in the Open Championship, certainly not nearly as good as what I would expect it to be for someone who can be as creative and play, especially the short game shots.
Yeah,
the different wedges he can hit, you would think that he would have a better record at Opens than he does.
I can't get over the stat that I read and listed earlier. He one top 35 finish in his last 13 major starts.
Mm-hmm.
That's not the JT that we all know. It doesn't seem like that adds up, but the numbers don't lie. He's been battling.
Since 2023, he's missed 6 cuts in majors. So even if he makes the cut here, he's already missed over half the cuts.
If there's one storybook story you can get out of this week, what would it be?
It's Rory winning.
Yeah.
Without a doubt. It's Rory winning in his home country. That place would be up for grabs if he's able to pick one off. And look, he said it himself. He's in great form. He feels like he found something, played well at the Scottish. Yeah, Rory would be the ultimate story. I think that's hard to argue with.
100%. If he bookended this major season with completing the career Grand Slam and winning in his home country, man, he might as well just retire.
Well, again, it would be something special, and then he joins a very exclusive list of